Hello, and welcome back to the studio. I'm Emily, and in today's video, I'm making a brand new Linocut print from start to finish, and I'm taking you through my process every step of the way. This print really leans into the cozy vibes, so please grab a cup of something delicious and settle in for the making of a rainy afternoon. I always start with a graphite sketch on lightweight paper, usually opting for a graphite hardness of HB. The softer the graphite, the easier the transfer process, which for me involves simply flipping my drawing over on top of the linoleum and then taping it into place. I take a tool called a bone folder to firmly burnish the back of the drawing. This pressure transfers the image, and then I can lock the lines into place with a permanent marker. I find it really helpful to see my image in reverse, because proportion and perspective mistakes seem to jump out more forcefully, so this is a good opportunity to tweak the line work, make corrections, and add details. After I've locked in all the necessary information, I like to dye the block with some waterproof India ink from Higgins and a wad of paper towels. I do this because it creates a greater contrast between cut and uncut linoleum surface, so it makes things easier to see. Here are the tools I'm using. My favorite brands are Flexcut, made here in the USA, and Pfeil, Swiss-made tools. Once I get started, I realize I'm curled up like a shrimp, so I grab my magnifying lamp, which makes tackling details so much easier. When I'm carving, I usually always start with the face, because the face has to look good, and if I mess up the face, the whole block is trashed. So I start there, because if I make an unfixable mistake, then I haven't lost hours and hours of carving. I like to carve along the contours of an object, rather than using straight cuts to clear an area. This is so I can use any chatter marks or noise to my benefit in giving the object form. I'm using minimal shading because I really want the various textures and patterns to be the star of the show. I wasn't really keeping track, but somewhere between 6 and 8 hours later, the block is carved and I'm ready to print. My ink of choice is Cranfield's Caligo Safewash Relief inks, made in Wales. They're oil-based but washable with soap and water. They're archival, dry to a nice velvety finish, and come in an array of colors. Hands down my favorite, this ink performs beautifully every time. I'm adding an accelerant to my ink, Hanco's Cobalt-free Drier, which is a safer alternative to the Grumbacher Cobalt dryer I had been using. This additive, along with circulating air, will cut the drying time of my prints down to about 36 hours. And I have a show coming up, so I need to get these babies ready. I use a Speedball soft rubber brayer to roll out my ink onto a sheet of plexiglass that I've affixed to my tabletop. I apply an even layer of ink to the block, which I didn't film for some reason, and then flip the block over onto my paper. I'm using the Woodzilla Press and Stonehenge Paper, but I didn't get the evenness and depth I was looking for after a few tries. I have other options available to me, so I switch over to my Richeson etching press and swap Stonehenge for a handmade natural lacta. The lacta is a very thirsty paper, made from a papyrus bush that grows in the foothills of the Himalayas in Nepal, and it just slurps up the ink, so that's what I'm going with for the addition. I pin the prints up to dry in my ceiling-mounted drying rack and let them be for a few days. And here she is in all her glory. I really think the frame sets it off. I left out the glass for the sake of the glare. A limited number of prints of Rainy Afternoon are available for sale in my Etsy shop, linked down below. And you can also find me by searching up The Diggingest Girl. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment to help my channel grow. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.